Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about blade disarms. I mentioned we'd be doing this in my previous video entitled Snake Disarms, where we demonstrated stick fighting disarms. I wanted to show some of the blade disarms so you can see the differences. For a more complete explanation as to the distances involved, go back to our video differences between sticks and blades, and that'll give you some insight as to why this is happening. Let me show you some of the skills. Hey Alex, let me borrow you for a second. Generally the best disarm, let me get you right here. Generally the best disarm is where you disarm him. So if he comes to cut me and I cut him there, that's probably the safest disarm for me. However, life isn't perfect, and sometimes we find ourselves in some strange situations. So he comes to cut at me, and I maybe slap parry, and I come in here. If I come to cut him, he might grab towards me preemptively, and now we find ourselves in a struggle here. Now, in here is a potential for a cut for me, but he's not going to let that happen generally, so there's going to be some resistance there. I want to increase the tension in his arm, so I'm going to raise it up, and he's going to get stiff resisting that. And he's generally going to be pushing me down. So at this point, a great opportunity to disarm this hand occurs by coming in here. Okay, at this point, I can start cutting and doing other stuff. This type of a stalemate situation potentially could happen because of the distance involved. Let's look at some just raw disarms so we get a sense of how this is working. Let me get you on this side. Because he gives me the one, boom, I slap parry and I come in here. I'm putting the wrist in this awkward position. Now, I'm going to use the spine and the flat of the blade as leverage and use my point as a motivator. Here's a simple disarm. I say simple because it's not complex. It is infinitely dangerous, and your timing must be perfect. And this may not be the technique of choice, but the technique of necessity. Okay, let's look at another option. So he comes and he gives me the one, I slap parry, and this time I came up a little bit higher because of inertia. At this point, I'm going to use my shoulder against the flat. I'm going to be coming in here and thrusting towards him to motivate him, and there goes the disarm. Again, guys, these are very, very difficult, very dangerous, but should the opportunity present itself, this might be something of use. As he comes to thrust at me, that would probably be my best disarm. Okay, as he comes to give me the angle 2, that would probably be my best disarm. However, that may not always be possible. We could have found ourselves in a stalemate situation. We could have found ourselves in a much more close range than what we ultimately wanted to, and in order to reach the natural conclusion of this fight, this may be very necessary. Guys, I hope this brings you guys some insight. Keep in mind that disarms are very often incidental. These are techniques of opportunity, not something I'm actively trying to engineer. It's much easier and much faster to simply chop him up than it is to try to snatch something out of the guy's hand. Okay, I'm not underplaying this. This is a stern warning. However, should you find yourself there, you better take decisive action or you may die. Okay? Keep that in mind. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe so that you can keep up with our latest uploads. Share and like to help us spread the word. And of course, give me your comments, guys. Post your comments, your questions, your concerns. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm Tony. That was Alex. That was helping me. We're with the Miami Arnis group. And until next time, take care.